Dogman on the river. Well, I was out fishing on the banks of the Red River, right between Oklahoma and Texas, enjoying the calmness of the water and the warm sun on my back. Had my trusty old fishing rod with me, and a bucket of bait worms sitting next to me. I'd been casting my line for a good while, feeling the excitement every time I felt a tug. As the sun was slowly making its way down, I finally got a bite, a strong one too. Reckon it might have been a big catfish, or maybe a good-sized bass. I started reeling it in with all my might, letting out a hoot of joy. But just as I was about to haul that fish onto the shore, something strange happened. Out of the brush nearby, there emerged a creature I ain't never seen before. Something like a man, but not quite right. It stood tall on two legs, covered in shaggy, dark fur that bristled in the breeze. Its eyes were amber, and its snout-like nose twitched as it sniffed the air. Now, I ain't one to be scared easy, but I tell ya, my heart started beating a mile a minute. The creature, I reckon, it was one of them Dogman folks been talking about. Had a lean build, strong arms dangling down past, its knees, and a set of teeth that looked sharper than a knife. Its ears, they were pointy and twitchy, like a dog's, and its paws, they had these long claws that could rip through anything. I was still holding onto that fish, frozen in place. The Dogman let out this low, guttural growl that sent a shiver down my spine. Its eyes never left that fish, and I realized it was hungry, hungrier than I'd ever seen any critter. Without thinking too much, I dropped that fish at its feet and stepped back, keeping a good distance from that creature. It snatched the fish up in a flash, tearing into it with them sharp teeth and chewing like it hadn't eaten in ages. I couldn't help but watch, fascinated and scared all at once. It finished that fish. It looked at me with them fiery eyes, and for a second, I thought I was done for. But then, it let out this kind of huff, almost like a thank you, and turned back toward the brush. It disappeared into the darkness, leaving me there, heart still pounding like a drum. I stayed put for a while, gathering my wits, before I packed up my gear and made my way home. Now, whenever folks ask me about the Red River, I tell them out that day, the day I met a Dogman, hungry and wild, on them banks. And I always make sure to bring a couple of extra fish, just in case I run into it again.